Hi everyone! Today we're gonna get practical. Keep the small things in place and the big things will happen. I talked a lot about habits, what is the best way to build them, the 1% rule, why creating systems is better than creating goals. But I don't want to just talk the talk. I want to show you how I walk the walk. So in this video, I am talking about my personal work habits and financial habits and how bananas and ice cream help us save a ton of money. Let's start, shall we? There are micro habits I do every day or that I rarely miss. I don't even think about most of them as a chore because they are so ingrained in me. So let's start with my work habits. The first one is follow the checklist. A habit that works really well for me is following a checklist I made for myself for every day at work. I am running 2 departments in the company I work for, and there are a lot of moving pieces that I'm responsible for. I don't want to be in the position where I wake up in the morning and wonder what I should be looking at first or what is the more important task for that day. And so I took some time once and I created a checklist for every single day that shows me the key actions I need to take each day so that I can keep a pulse on everything. Following my checklist every day ensures that my work is done and I have a clear picture of how I need to follow the process. I want to work effectively and maximize my productivity while minimizing my stress levels. And checklists do just that, because checklists are not just a list of items to do, it is a list that follows a logical process. I made a video on checklists and I'll link below the video so you can check it out. My second work habit is using my mornings wisely. This is individual for everyone. Some people prefer to go to the gym as soon as they wake up. In my case, that's not the best use of my productivity. Doing heavy workout first thing in the morning doesn't come easy and it's a stress for my body. And the workout wouldn't be of very good quality either. My mind, however, is wide awake early in the morning, and I often found that if I was struggling to work on a project the day before or the evening before, it's usually very easy to work early in the morning on it. An hour of morning work is very often equivalent to 4 or 5 hours later in the day. My mental stamina is high in the mornings, so I want to make sure that I'm leveraging that right. And I love working out and I love going to the gym, and I usually do that in the evenings. So know your body well and manage the time according to your own rhythm. I don't want to be busy, I want to be productive. So find the most productive hours for you and work around that schedule. The third habit is keeping the phone in a different room overnight. This is a continuation of the previous habit. If I don't want to be tempted to check my phone as soon as I wake up, I charge my phone in a different room overnight. That way, I don't waste precious time in the morning and I focus my energy on the biggest priority of the day. If I need to set an alarm, I use an alarm clock. So I'm not falling asleep while using my phone and I get a better quality of sleep. And also that forces me to get out of bed in the morning when I wake up, as opposed to just staying in bed and wasting 10 or 15 more minutes checking the phone. My next habit is use the Pomodoro technique at work. I made a video on this technique as well, so check it in the description below. This technique helps me avoid distractions and stay focused on the one task at hand, and it helps me fight procrastination in case I feel tempted to put off starting a bigger project. That way, I am always delivering my work on time. I combine this with a checklist, and because I follow the same routine each day, I know exactly how much time each task on the checklist takes, and I can manage my time better and I can be a better planner. I count my time in Pomodoros. For example, I know that working on my report takes me 2 Pomodoros, which means I'll have it done in 1 hour. The last work habit that I'll share with you is keeping track of my and my team's progress. If I don't know our numbers, I don't know what needs to be fixed. We have a daily report that we fill out at the end of each day while the information is still fresh in our minds. And that's a great habit, to input the information right away, because the more you wait, the harder it will be to find the data and the numbers might not be accurate. There are probably more work habits I have, but I need to think about what they are. Like I said, these occur naturally without me even thinking about them. So now let's move on to my financial habits, and I'm so excited to share this with you. So the first one I'm going to share with you is keeping track of our expenses. In our family, we have a very detailed budget that we created when we keep track of all of our expenses in different categories, and we commit to this budget. We stick to it. Whenever we receive money or spend money, we document it in our spreadsheet right away. We see how much we're spending in each category and whether we exceeded the allocated budget. That way, we are always mindful of our financial situation. And we build this habit for a reason. And that reason is habit number 2, spending mindfully. We are on a mission right now to increase the gap between money coming in and money going out. That means we want to see more money come in and less money come out so that we save more and we can operate with this money that we saved. The reason for that is because we want to invest more. That is also habit number 3, so stay tuned for that where I share with you our investing habits. But let's talk about our saving capital right now. In order for us to invest more, we need to have more money saved up. So I will share a couple of things we do to reduce our spending. First of all, we pay off our credit cards in full at the end of the month. Ideally, I prefer using the debit cards because I am more mindful when I spend my own money, but I have to admit that we love the perks that credit cards offer. Some cards offer money back or points that can be redeemed, and if used wisely, credit cards can be a great financial tool. But we don't want to accumulate debt, so that's why we want to make sure we cover that amount at the end of each month. The second trick is we plan our meals in advance. If you watch my video about checklists, I talk about how we saved 30% on groceries just by changing the process of how we plan our meals. We plan the meals using the ingredients we already have, and we only buy what's missing. The video about checklists will have more details on how exactly we do that, so make sure to check it out. But this is a great savings technique that works really well for our family. The next trick is before we buy anything, we ask ourselves whether we need it or just want it. We don't fall for sales and don't spend money on stuff we don't need just because it's at a good price. Just because something is on sale, it doesn't mean we need it. It just means we will spend money on it. And honestly, my thought process is a little bit different when it comes to sales. My logic here might be faulty, but stay with me because this mentality really helps me save money. When I see something on sale, it often loses its appeal. Let's say if a pair of shoes is marked 70% off, then I think that the store will still have to make a profit on them even though they are at a discount. The store will make a smaller profit, of course, or break even, but I doubt that they will sell something at a loss. Again, I might be wrong here and I don't have any retail experience, but this way of looking at sales saved me a lot of money. People usually associate a higher price point with higher quality, and we desire it more, especially if it becomes affordable. But in my mind, I only see the excessive markup that the store put on those shoes, and I don't see the increased value. If they are at 70% off, and if they are cheap, I see them as cheap in quality also. Now, I'll still get them if I need them, but I'm not tempted to buy them just because of the price. So then they don't look as valuable or as desirable to me anymore. Another tip is free or membership where it makes financial sense. We try to spend some family time on the weekends, and if we can find some free places to go to, that's always great. We go to the park or to a nearby town, or maybe even ride our bikes in the neighborhood. But we also have annual memberships to the zoo and the botanical garden, which make the cost per visit so much more affordable. The cost of a membership is paid off after the second visit, so it makes sense for us to get an annual pass as we go more often than that. And we get to enjoy the beautiful places and the shows that these places put together for children during various seasons. There are also little things you might not even think about that could not only save you money, but also improve the quality of your life. There are a lot of little tricks that we use, but I will provide just 2 examples here so you get the gist of it. If you like these tricks and if you want me to make a separate video on those, let me know in the comments below. Here are the 2 examples how bananas and ice cream help us save money. We consume a lot of bananas in this household. My daughter likes them in the oatmeal in the morning, we make smoothies or eat them like a snack. The problem is that when we run out of bananas, we need to go back to the store, and this not only costs us precious time, which is at least 30 minutes to go to the store and back, but it also costs us gas, and we need to fight the temptation not to buy more stuff while being at the store. We found it makes more sense to buy more bananas at once and freeze them so we don't need to go to the store more often. Now, depending on where you live, I don't know the cost of bananas in your areas, but for us, it's really cheap and it makes sense. And another reason why we get so many bananas is to make ice cream. My whole family loves ice cream, and we used to go every weekend to get some. We would spend about $20 to $25 per week. That's a little over $1,200 per year. So we think it makes more sense to save that money instead and invest it, because that will bring us a better return in the future. We still go get ice cream, but only once a month, and we make delicious banana ice cream at home, which costs us under $1 per person, and it's much healthier. And on top of that, we have fun doing that because the whole family participates in that activity. We didn't do the math on how much we're saving on gas because we're not going to the ice cream shop that often, but we save $1,000 per year on the ice cream itself. This money also helps beef up our investment capital. And speaking of investing, here's our habit number 3. So let's get right into that. Investing. We want to make sure we put our money to work, so we're constantly analyzing deals and possibilities to increase and diversify our investment portfolio. Our goal is to reach financial freedom in a couple of years. And we have a detailed plan how to get there. We spend at least 10 minutes every day discussing ways we can invest or finding ways to bring in more money or save more money. We go for a walk every day as a family, and during the walk, my husband and I discuss this topic of investing. What else we could be doing, what other opportunities we can invest in. So that's one habit that we definitely have every single day. Another thing we recently discovered is YOTA Savings, and we started using that. For those of you who don't know what it is, YOTA Savings is an FDIC insured savings account that gives you a 0.2% APY. Now, of course, this rate is not appealing at all, and there are multiple savings accounts with better returns. However, YOTA's appeal consists of the lottery tickets you can get to win prizes. For every $25 you save in this account, you can get a recurring lottery ticket and the chance to win the big prize of $10 million. There are other prizes as well, so this is an incentive to keep the money in this account and not take them out. The more you save, the more lottery tickets you get. When we find a good financial investment opportunity, we take the money out and invest it right away. But in the meantime, we are enjoying this fun process of saving money and participating in the lottery without spending money on tickets. Now, a quick disclaimer here, I am not a financial advisor, so I encourage you to do your own research on YOTA Savings. There's a lot of information out there on the internet. There are a lot of videos on YouTube alone. So we did our own research, and I'm sharing just our experience with you. But we did our research, and the fact that it's FDIC insured gives us peace of mind when using this method. If you want to give it a try, there is a link in the description. If you use my link, we will both get 100 tickets for 1 week. This is the only way to get more tickets without putting more money into the account. So give it a try. These are my work and financial habits. If you'd like me to make a video on my personal habits or the household habits, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if any of these tips are useful or if there's anything else you'd like to add to this list. If you want to keep the ball rolling on your improvement, check out the other videos I have on my channel. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.